Y'all ready to blaze away or what?
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about, once again, Tekken 8 statistics. But instead, in the past where we focused on everyone, all of the scrubs out there, not today. Today we're only going to be focusing on the top ranks in Tekken. Tekken King, Tekken God, and above, God of Destruction. If you look at the last statistics, this is like 0.5% of players. Out of 2 million copies sold, these numbers is probably like 2,000 people, right? Maybe like 5,000 at the max, but it's a very small percentage of players. But also, this is the best. This is the best Tekken players on the planet. Here's the thing, right? When you see people on Twitter talking about how, oh, you know, Dragunov's really busted, complaining about Victor's grab that was patched in the latest update. When you see people complaining about these things, these are the ones who are doing it. It's the top ranks, and their opinions echoes across, you know, whatever, right? Okay, so let's jump into it. First off, once again, I gotta give a big shout out to this person. This person is consistently giving us statistics on the game. So it says character distribution in Tekken rank and above, Tekken God rank and above, and only God of Destruction rank. So first, let's start off with the Tekken King. So this is Tekken King and above. For those of you who aren't familiar, Tekken King, if you compare it to Tekken 7, is basically an emperor. In Tekken 7, I was an emperor. So if I still was an emperor, you would now be a Tekken King. And to no surprise, there is 208 Dragunov players who hold this rank, 156 and 154 Sanchez and Reina players, and you also have Azazina at 149. Now I plan on doing a tier list, just a rough tier list, kind of really like my ideas, nothing really finite, but two characters who I dislike and never want to rematch ever is Sanchez and Aquafina. Those two characters are absolutely despicable, but I've foreseen this. You know, we all know when a new Tekken game comes out, the characters who are brand new in that game has a power up, has a buff. Claudio in Tekken 7, Lars Tekken 6, Bob Tekken 6, Lucky Chloe Tekken 7. Even though people think she is horrible, look at her win percentage, look at her damage, right? So I've foreseen this. And then of course you have it followed up with Jin and Devil Jin and Fang. These are characters who players also say are like very powerful. Here's a very interesting thing. King at 112. You know, you always hear people say King is played by trolls, right? King is played by trash players. We say things about the game, but it's not necessarily true. Yes, a lot of people play King and a lot of scrubs play King, but there's a lot of people out there who like really been playing the game for a long time and who knows how to play the game, and they really put in work with King. Yoshimitsu 93, Steve Fox is 87, even though people say buff Steve Fox. Asuka 51, Shahid is 60, Leroy is second to the last. That is so crazy how this guy failed from grace, being one of the most deadliest and obnoxious characters in Tekken 7. In Tekken 8, he's nothing. And even though people say they want Leroy Smith to be buffed, I would kind of disagree with that because we already had a monster Leroy Smith. Making him a monster all over again is just going to feel like Tekken 7. I'm not going to say he should be garbage like where he is now, but I know in Tekken 7, Yoshimitsu was trash for the entire game. The Flash is the only thing that carried him. Maybe Leroy Smith, that will be his faith. Only time will tell. Let's move on to the next. This is Tekken God and above. So this is 2 ranks above. It goes Tekken King, Tekken Emperor, and then Tekken God, I believe. Here, the numbers really start to shift. You could just see the shift in the numbers. Let's focus on Jiayu. This is a character who people are saying needs to be nerfed. Top 5 most powerful character in the game. She has 15, which is tied with Kuma and Shahid. 1 less than Yoshimitsu. Yoshimitsu is so crazy, but I'm not even going to talk about Yoshimitsu in this video. I can't do it. I'm already getting frustrated just saying the guy's name. Let's continue. In this rank, Panda and Zafina both have 6 and they're tied for last. Let's move on to the top of the top. God of Destruction only. I wish we knew exactly how many players were in, like I wish we had a total of how many players were in this rank, because it's like, just looking at the numbers, it's no more than like 50, maybe like 100, maybe. Here's the thing you got to think about too. How many of these people were cheaters in this rank? Like, we're looking at these numbers, but half of these players probably should not be there, right? But nah, I would say God of Destruction, I don't know. Okay, let's just focus on the numbers. So Dragunov, once again, he holds the #1 spot. Looking at Dragunov in Tekken 8 and comparing it to Dragunov in Tekken 7, I really see the same thing, lining up to happen. For those of you who know, Dragunov and Jack were the top dogs in Tekken 7 for about a year, and then he got absolutely destroyed and he never recovered. He was nerfed into the ground. JDCR was basically homeless without a character. He was characterless. Will that same thing happen in Tekken 7? At the end of Season 1, when Season 2 is about to start, will Dragunov get hit with the biggest nerf ever and never recover? I mean, I don't know. Everything that we're seeing so far is pointing in that direction. The only difference this time around is tournaments is a little bit farther back, so we don't have that repetitive, like constant domination in tournament. I think that was the biggest factor in Dragunov's downfall because he was winning every tournament and it was boring to watch after a while. Even though people don't like when they nerf characters based on them winning, I do agree. If you're watching the same character, bro, it's boring. No matter if it's Dragunov, if it's Fahkumram, if it's Akuma, if it's Lydia. Watching the same character in grand finals every tournament is boring. And I do think at a certain point the developers should get involved, and not only for that reason to nerf the character, but I think there should be this constant fluctuation of flipping the tier list going on. Every season there should be new characters who are strong, new characters are weak. Maybe Season 1 is the year of Dragunov. Season 2 can be the year of Brian Fury. I don't know, just ideas. Wow, Lily is up there. See, I just playing in the beta, I felt that Lily was really powerful, and I felt she was different, right? In Tekken 7 and past Tekkens, in my opinion, she's kind of a scrub character. She kills scrubs and she can't really do more or less. Yes, her sidestepping is really good, but I don't know, I feel like she's not really there like that. She's not really like that. But in Tekken 8, she is. And this statistics, her being like top 10 in Tekken King, and then top 5 in Tekken God, and then God of Destruction, she once again is like top 10. That's a very strong standing for this character. I mean, look at the character who she's always compared to, Asuka. She's on the way other end, chilling with all the idiots. Like, she's way at the bottom. That's crazy. Look at too how Panda has been last place every single time, but when it comes to Tekken God of Destruction, there's 4 of them. There's 4 of them. Because there is 2 portions of Tekken. There's the top ranks, which makes up like 2%, right? If you go from blue ranks and above, that's 2% of players. But if you go from purple ranks down, that's the other 98%. And generally, the 2% has way louder vocal minority and vocal control, like me, Arslan, main man, over the game. And even though the 98% is the majority, their opinions isn't really heard that much. But I think all games are like that, right? All games, you have the pros, the streamers and whatnot, really good at the game, and then the casuals aren't heard. But see, that's why you have the Moonsault Slayer, the scrubbiest scrub representing the 98% of the player base. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.